Hi, it's Chris with Implied Music. Every week I do a series of shorts, vertical videos here on YouTube and over on Instagram. And this week I'm interested in 6 very useful jazz standards. Great melodies, no question, but really what I'm most interested this week is in how the chord progressions, the fundamental harmonic language of the tunes, is just so handy. They've all provided the foundation for numerous other songs and are great study tools as well. So let's take a look at 6 very useful jazz standards. I got rhythm. The rhythm changes. Rhythm changes are so useful. The 1 chord, 6, 2, 5. And then it kind of flips around. 3, 6, 2, 5. And then it kind of goes up. The 1 chord is a dominant over its 3rd. The 4 chord raised 4 diminished. That's F sharp in this case. 2, 5, 1. And then the 3 chord is a dominant for a couple of measures. The 6 chord as a dominant. We're going right around the circle of fifths. The 2 chord as a dominant, the 5 chord as a dominant, and then we're back to where we started. Rhythm changes. A very useful jazz standard concept is the jazz blues. You're familiar with the regular blues where the 1, 4, and 5, 7 chords are kind of the foundation of it. In the jazz blues, we insert 2, 5 pairs to make things interesting. Charlie Parker tunes like Au Prévove or Billy's Bounce or Blues for Alice, which takes it very far out, are useful tunes. So here we are in F, F7, or the 1 chord, to the 4 chord, B flat 7, back to 1. And I'm going to put a 2-5, C minor 7, to F7 to B flat 7. So I went to the 4 chord using a 2-5. And then the raised 4 diminished and back to 1. And then the 6 chord as a dominant because it pushes me to G7. Secondary dominant to G minor 7, the 2, C7, the 5, back to 1, right around the harmonic highway. That was 1, 6, 2, 5. This is the jazz blues. Jazz blues. There are several jazz standards that everybody should know and really learn the progressions for in every key. And certainly one of those is Autumn Leaves. It's an old French tune, the dead leaves, les feuilles mortes. And it's got a minor quality, right? So it starts off, let's say we're in the key of G. It starts off on 2, 5, 1, and then the 4 as the major 7 chord. And then it sort of deceptively heads for E minor, its relative minor. The F sharp minor 7 flat 5, followed by the B7 flat 9, taking us home to E minor, major 7, minor, major 7. So it has kind of a circle of fifths quality. A is the 5 of D, which is the 5 of G, the 5 of C major 7. Now we're in the minor world. F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B, home to E. And then in the bridge, we're really in minor. 2, 5, 1 to E minor. And then apologize, A minor 7, D, 7, 2, 5 to G. Right? And then back to our minor world. And I love this sort of fall down kind of quality. E minor 7, E flat 7, D minor 7, D flat 7, and then the whole thing bails out back to our kind of the darkness of E minor. Autumn Leaves, a basic jazz chord progression. A fundamental jazz chord progression, and useful because it uses the lament bass, is Ellington's In a Sentimental Mood. Here I am in D minor. That bass line falls down in half steps so beautifully, heading down to G minor over the B flat, right? G minor major 7, this beautiful sound. And then it turns around again. This chord progression has been used for hundreds of years in classical music and pop music, everywhere. And then, because Ellington wants to apologize for all that minorness, he resolves to F major. Its bridge, this song's bridge, goes right to D flat major, which is this epic chord progression. That brilliant sounding D flat sound. And then just a regular, it's almost like, rhythm changes as he goes around in D flat. And then back to the sort of world, the D minor world. In a Sentimental Mood, a fundamental jazz chord progression. A great tune to learn because it has so much of what modern modal jazz and sort of post-bop jazz offers is Herbie Hancock's Cantaloupe Island. And part of the reason is the vibe of the accompaniment. You've got a bass line in F. You want to hear that? And then the rhythm comp starts on this third, the third and the fifth. You get this beautiful sound. Right, that's super fun, right? The melody's just kind of a blues melody. We won't deal with that too much right now. But here we are, remember we were in F? Those same notes just get altered, and now I'm in D flat. The C becomes C flat. The D becomes D flat, so now. It's a great sound, right? Between the F and the D. And then this beautiful modal D9 sound. And then back to where we started. Great tune to learn is Miles Davis's So What. It's a modal tune, 2 Dorian mode scales, basically, sandwiched together in the structure of the tune. A great bass line. And then a terrific chord voicing that actually is named from the tune. This is a major third on top and then down in fourths. That structure, when you play it chromatically, is just a very strong sound, isn't it? So that first it happens in D, right? No worries. All white keys right here. And then it happens in E flat, up a half step. And then I have to use some black keys. But any melody will sound great in this structure. Mary Had a Little Lamb and So What chords. So What, a great jazz standard to learn.